Hmm. Oh, I guess we're live. Hello, fellow Earthlings, friendly aliens from far off worlds. Hmm. Hmm. Happy Friday. Excuse me. Well, hello. Topic today, it's Friday night. Why use biochar, wood ash, and cardboard? Pretty simple, really. Joseph Moore, I'm doing okay. Joseph Moore, how are you doing? Yep, I'm doing really well. It's Friday. Thought I'd go live. Yep, you're doing great. That's beautiful. You gotta like that. Just a quick live about cardboard. I mean, you want to get rid of weeds, put a piece of cardboard down, put some mulch on it, put some leaves on top of that, and it's gone. Right? When I grow things in the spring, and I've got a row of whatever it is, like radishes or whatnot. Oh, well, don't let me interrupt you. You go ahead there, Mr. Moore. You eat your dinner. But it's just cardboard's really great for weeds. And then in the spring, I use mulch. Enjoy your meal there, Mr. Joseph Moore. When I have a row of garlic, I just put new soil from my pathway soil bank around the plants. There, weeds gone. Because and cardboard, and then wood ash and biochars for so many things. If you're still on when we get done, I will get back on. Oh, great. Enjoy your meal there, Joseph Moore. You have a good evening. But just a conversation about why use cardboard and wood ash. Right? Enjoy your food. Thanks for the thumbs up, too. It's very kind of you. But biochar and wood ash, so easily made. Thank you kindly, Joseph Moore. Hmm. Bye. Bye for now. Good to see you. Yeah. But cardboard makes a lot of weeds disappear. I mean, you can sit there and pull them out. And that's a lot of work. You can sit there and spray herbicide on them, and that's not so good. Me, I just put some cardboard on it, some bark mulch or leaves or soil. Right? Geeky, how's it going, Geeky Gardens? Just chat about cardboard, biochar, and wood ash. And it is Geeky Gardens. There you go, Geeky. Hmm. But cardboard really takes care of so much. It's amazing. It's amazing how well it's used. There you go. You got a wrench there. Someone in the chat will have a wrench, and Geeky Gardens has one. There you go. Doing good, Howie. I need to spread more cardboard around my garden. Spread more cardboard. Yeah. So what happens is you usually grow in rows your veggies, or something similar in a circle like a leprechaun, whatever. But you use the cardboard. Like, here's your row of corn. You put your cardboard on the outside and then put some leaves on it. You never have to weed that, and it holds in water. But that's It's so easily done. Thanks for the thumbs up too, by the way. It's so easily done. And then you're not weeding throughout the summer. I see people are weeding, and oh God, the weeds are taking over. Oh my God. Oh, wow. You're smarter than a weed. But and then people, I see a lot of people, they got problems with bugs. You know, biochar put into a wheelbarrow and then loaded with wood ash and put into the soil. And on top, it makes it really abrasive for bugs, great for homes for microbes. But that's the three most important things that I do is I make soil, I use cardboard and biochar loaded with a wood ash. And I don't go through great lengths to I cover my walkways with cardboard and then mulch, put it under my electric fence. Yeah, it works great. It's free. Hey, there's tons of cardboard around, you know. But um, you get out of control with go and get go on go and get out. He wants more treats. I'm not doing it. But cardboard is your best friend, hey? Yeah, cardboard's your best friend, dude. I use it. I use it all over my food forest, and it holds in moisture too. And it's a beautiful area for microbes to replicate in there. So, and as much as I get online, I have lots of boxes. As much as I get online, I have lots. Yeah, yeah. It's if you have a lawn, cover it with cardboard, leaves, mulch, and put some soil on top. Boom, you have an instant garden. I see people that dig the lawn out. Dig the lawn out? No, I don't dig out lawn, but I seen it. I see it all the time here, all the time. It's like, really, you're doing this the hard way? But there's a lot of people, they don't understand that if light doesn't hit the weeds, they just die. You can solarize the soil with a tarp or something like that. That works really well. But yeah, I definitely keep cardboard on hand. Dwayne Wadka, hello, Dwayne Wadka. Good to see you. Yeah. Or Dwayne, you get a wrench while you're here because you see any bad guys coming around? But good to see you, Dwayne Wadka. And but it's really interesting to use cardboard. And here's my cardboard here. And even this ink here, that's soya ink now. It's okay. It'll disappear. And biochar, I just have a fire on the ground. Hey, Indiana Funny Farm. Yes, on the cardboard and wood chips. Just did it yesterday. Smart. Yeah, very smart thing to do. But that's the only thing I'll use is cardboard in here in the food forest, and I've never used anything else. And sometimes I have pulled out like the Eskimo potato when it gets really, it grows in between the corn or something, and then I'll just pull that out because you're not gonna put cardboard on Eskimo potato. And but and like nothing grows up through that, and everything decomposes underneath it. And yeah, hell yeah, I use cardboard in my chicken coop to catch their poop and build that pathway soil bed. Smart, way smart. That's a very smart way to do things. And thank you kindly for the thumbs up. And if you share this out, it really helps for people to learn to use cardboard to make biochar. And some people have a problem with making biochar. I do not. The Mayans, that's all they did was their kitchen and body waste, human manure, and biochar. They just lit a fire on the ground. They didn't have a big kiln and all that. And they burned all their branches and wood. And then for a few hours, and then the last bunch of branches of wood they put it out with a fire. And then that was the biochar. They didn't make it complicated, right? I cover my carrot seeds with cardboard too, helps keep in the yeah. I have wood stove and use a lot of ash too. Yeah. Well, the thing about wood ash is that and biochar, it's very abrasive. So like like a wireworm and click beetle, they're the same critter. And when it moves, it wears a hole in them. And it's like pill bugs that wears a hole in them, and you don't have a problem with the pill bugs eating your seedlings. It's all in how you use it. You're smarter than than a pill bug, right? It's something to see, I'll tell you. And slugs don't like it. No, you know what? You couldn't find a slug or a pill bug or a click beetle or wireworm in my food forest if you tried. Doesn't happen. And the lady that I made the food garden out of the lawn with, cardboard and I biochar and wood ash her place, she can't find any bugs or slugs. One lady that's on YouTube, she's a famous YouTuber too. She doesn't come to my channel nowhere because she doesn't believe I don't have any bugs. Like, that's a small mind, man. She doesn't come here. She doesn't come. And she told me, I don't believe that you don't have bugs. I'm like, well, I don't have bugs. I mean, sure, I have bugs, but they're not bothering my veggies. You go and look at my veggies. There's no holes in it or half-eaten veggies. Now, once in a while, they'll tear down a house here, and the rats that live under the house and their old houses, they got to go somewhere. So they go all over, and some will come here, and they'll eat some of the food until an owl picks them off. But I don't have the problems what other people have. I hung out with this organic farmer, and I've drilled him and grilled him. And I see him all the time. He goes, "What's the question today, Howie?" I said, "Oh, no question. This is good to see you." But he told me about mice, and mice go through the ground and leave these tunnels. Well, that aerates the ground and brings nutrients and soil. You're always going to have mice. They're not going to go away. Sure, you'll thin them out, but they'll come back. And he says, look at all the owl houses. He showed me his owl houses. And I'm like, you got a lot of owl houses, dude. Yeah, it's like earthworm. Exactly. You have to have, Albert Einstein said, earthworms are the intestines of the earth. Okay. And he's right. He's absolutely right. Once you don't have microbes and earthworms and mice no more, you don't want to be here. It's a sterile land. You won't work for you. Right? But cardboard really helps the earthworms because it's a nice wet spot. And then the plants like it because you always have that moisture. Your microbes love you. Your indigenous microorganisms are just like, yeah, we're rocking along here, right? It's just, if you don't use cardboard, wood ash, biochar, some owl houses, you're in a lot of trouble if you're trying to grow food. You're going to be in for a scrap all the time. Simple as that. Cardboard is your best friend. I just planted a bunch of figs, hydrangeas, and I planted them into the soil. They're a fair good size. You got to use the resources. Yes. There you go. Just be my YouTuber. You can move around a little easier. But I find it almost indispensable to use the cardboard, wood ash, and biochar. If I didn't have that, I'd be out there like every other gardener, work. I'm ergonomic. I like to do as least amount as possible. Okay. It's like if you prune a fruit tree, well, now you got a job the rest of your life. It needs to be pruned. But if you look at fruit trees that I've grown that have never been pruned, they're loaded. They build up hormones, gibberellins, cytokines, and auxins. Okay, it builds it up, and you got to use like this. Be my YouTube guy says, you have to. Adrian, there's Adrian. There you go, Adrian. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just talking about the uses of cardboard, wood ash, and biochar. Your biochar, you need to put it into a wheelbarrow, add your wood ash, add water, let the microbes, you let it ferment so the microbes have a good place to live. If you do these things, then you're going to make out all right. But if you don't, you're going to struggle, you know. And nitrogen fixers. If you don't put down your nitrogen fixers as much as you can, you're gonna, if you put them in, you're gonna have nitrogen, and then you have the leaf mulch from all the nitrogen fixers. You know, there's an easy way, and then there's a hard way. 99% of the people take the hard way. Why? Because they don't know any better, and they don't know how to make biochar. You need a biochar maker. No, you don't. And then cardboard, you know, biochar is so easily made. Welcome, Adrian. Good to see you. Adrian's from the UK. Nature is so abundant. You just got to see the patterns and work with her for sure. Absolutely. Go with nature. Concept of observation is key to survival in nature. Okay. So you have a concept of observation. If you notice there's no weeds after you put the cardboard down and you get rid of your lawn and you're making soil in layers, you know, it's amazing what concept of observation does. Ferment food for chickens. Bet I could inoculate with the leftover water. Oh, you're welcome, Adrian. You know you're always welcome here, and I know you don't stay long, but you like to network, and I'm okay with that. I'm all for it. You go ahead there, but I rather like it. But this is about Friday night talk about cardboard and wood ash and biochar, and I might throw in a couple of things like whatever someone else is talking about, but I'm very successful at what I do, and I don't do what other people do. Right, 99% of the people that I know do not grow the way I grow, and I just don't. Sometimes I don't understand why not. Why not have your pathway soil bank making soil, or you call it lasagna? Why not have your hugelkultur mounds? Why not have your food forest? Why not have your chop and drop? Why not have your nitrogen fixers? You know, it just makes your life easier. You don't want to work hard. You want to hardly work. You want the soil to do the work for you. You don't feed the plant, you feed the soil. That's it. There's nothing else. And thank you all for that thumbs up. That's very, very nice of you all. But yeah, cardboard's free. And the way I make biochar, I mean, you can make a big metal drum of up for you, like say a 50-gallon drum, and you stuff it all full of branches. That's what my friend does. He goes through all that, but he makes it. Hey, Vay, how's it going? You have a permanent wrench. Seventh like. Oh my! Thank you kindly, Vay. We're just I'm just having a discussion about biochar at the moment, but he fills up the drum, and then he puts the drum in a fire, and it all burns all the gas in. Then he takes the drum out, and he takes out all the biochar. He's very successful at it, but it's a lot of work. I'd rather just have a fire on the ground, burn for an hour or two or 3 or 4 or 5 hours, and then the last pile of branches and wood you put on, you hit with water. like after you've burned it for 45 minutes to an hour, and you can still see the black pieces all in there. And then you take that, you put it in the wheelbarrow, you mash it a little bit with your hammer, and then you add your wood ash, then you hit it with water. Now I only leave mine in a day or two, but some people, and sometimes I do leave it in because I'm busy, and that's the fermenting goes on there. Biochar is great. If you don't have it, you're going to have bugs. You don't have homes for microbes. Biochar is all hollow inside, so it soaks up water. So when the roots are right there, it takes the water out, and then it always has water. Or if it's full of wood ash, fermented wood ash, then it has nutrients. So underneath that cardboard, I'd sprinkle a bunch of, you know, wood ash and biochar. The results are worth it. Absolutely. Biochar is great. Yes, Vay. Good to see you, Vay. Dwayne Waka, the results are worth it. Absolutely. It's a lot less work. You have bugs don't like biochar and wood ash. It's abrasive. It wears a hole in them, folks. They don't like it. Like the carrot fly. They don't like it. I can grow carrots out of here, and out of 100 carrots, I might have one with a worm in it or carrot fly. Right? Yeah. Just be my YouTube. That's a pretty cool name. Your work inspired me, Howie. Oh, thank you kindly. That's very nice of you to say. Cheers. My phone about to die. Then I go pick blackberries. Oh, you have a happy blackberry picking time. I'm just picking blackberry berries past a couple days, but it's just a trail nibble. I just go and I eat. Be very careful. Someone hasn't sprayed anything nearby. And I have something here. Here it is. Oh, here it is. This stuff. You see this? It's 20% acetic acid, okay? It's extremely corrosive. You put a little bit in a cup, and then you paint the morning glory or whatever you have, like, or bindweed, stuff that's really bad in your garden, and you just paint it onto it. It's so corrosive it dies. Okay, that way you don't have to spray anything. Okay, like herbicide. This is 20% acetic acid. This stuff is awesome. Okay, but be very careful with it. Don't get it on yourself. It's not like the 5% you put on your French fries. This is 20%. I had this made for me and I picked it up today. This stuff's bad, but it's totally okay to use. There's no environmental factor. It's acetic acid. That's it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just don't spray it, because if it sprays and blows everywhere, it's just going to be very corrosive. I paint mine with a brush. That's as simple as that. Hey, Oak Knob, how's it going? Good to see you, Oak Knob. There you go. But that's some of the things I do for weeds, and yeah. Hi, Howie. I just came in from picking blueberries. Nice. I've been eating strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all kind of wild berries. So fun. Acidic acid is just strong vinegar too. Very safe. Yes, very safe. You're not going to kill, you're not going to kill anything. You're like you. Unbelievable how quick horticultural vinegar kills a plant. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's all I use. That's it. I Yeah, yeah. Very safe for the environment. Absolutely. And very safe for you. It's vinegar. Okay. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to, once you have a little bit in a cup, you put a brush, and you just brush it onto morning glory, or bindweed or knotweed or whatever it is. It's so corrosive. Sure, it may come back, but by the time you put down your cardboard, yeah, just don't get it on your cut. No, that's for ouch. Yeah, yeah. No, it's vinegar. Any vinegar in a cut's going to hurt, whether it's 5% or 20%. You can't just go out and buy 20% acetic acid. You have to go out and look for it. Usually it's at a mercantile or a tractor supply seed store, something like that. You're not going to buy it at the grocery store. It's just you might get 10%, and which is very good. So what I do with this vinegar is I put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours. And then I apply that in full sun at midday. I mean, that stuff, nothing survives. Okay. And that's imperative to realize that weeds come in from neighbors. And thank you everyone for the thumbs up. Like I can kill all the, hey, Ron, welcome, 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 Ron. Yeah, good to see you, Ron. And that's how most of weeds come to my place. The wind brings in like dandelion and stuff like that. And but the neighbors, they don't. They just mow their lawn or weed whack the backyard. That doesn't do anything. No, 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 no. Because I have to pretty much once a week go along my perimeter, except for one of the neighbors where I've taken care of it. My Tractor Supply and Home Depot sell it. Home Depot sells it, hey? Oh, I didn't know that. I have a lot of raw land around my orchard garden, so I always get weeds blowing in. Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much how I take care of the easy way. I do the easy way. I'm not going to get out there and remove a lawn to put in a veggie garden. I'm just going to go over top of it. That'll all decompose, put my cardboard down. And there's videos on here on my channel. I'll put up a video on the vinegar use, but it sounds like everybody's pretty much educated anyway. It's the younger ones that get out there and work hard and then get discouraged and don't want to take ownership to look after the land. That's the big thing is getting young people to take ownership by using ergonomic ways. Right? I say make the video, teach those who don't know. I think so, yes. And I mean, everybody's got a paintbrush or can get one and just paint it onto your weeds. They're gonna die. I have yet to see anything that didn't die. And what I do is I put my vinegar, my 20%, and I don't always use 20%. I only use the 20% on morning glory, bindweed, Japanese knotweed, and a couple of other ones like hogweed and stuff like that. I'll just paint the thing. It dies. I'm not going to go in there and start pulling it and it burns holes on me. I'm not doing it. I'll just paint it with my brush, man. Spraying it's okay. You can get a sprayer with a cup on it and you can put it right on top and spray it and then move it along and move it slowly because you don't want to breathe this stuff. That's very toxic for humans. For anything biological, it's corrosive. It's not necessarily toxic. That's a wrong word to use. Just wear a mask if you spray. Exactly. I ran chickens through first when I first started my garden, then cardboard, then chip. Exactly. That's so easy. I'm 50 minutes away from being 61, but who's counting? Ron, happy birthday. Wow, 61. I've known you for many years, Ron. Oh, good. I made it just in time. The live is still on. Yeah, I'll be around for a little bit. We're just talking about. Hi, Shawnee. You're fresh. Yes, yes, yes. I was attacked by the lawnmower. Looked pretty brutal. Happy birthday, Ron. Yeah, happy birthday, Ron. Everybody say happy birthday to Ron. So I was just talking about the acidic acid. I picked this one up today. I had this one made for me and a Mercantile, a garden supply center. The lady was has a contract. Hey, Sparky, the drunken one, got a chip drop a few weeks ago. Nice. Oh wow. Yeah. So this, you paint this on with a brush on anything that you want on, and it's no, it's no, it's not going to hurt your 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 land, or it's not going to hurt anything. It's totally environmentally safe. Happy birthday, Ron. That's pretty cool, Ron. You're welcome. Ron's a friend of mine. Acid. Oh, it's acidic acid. Yeah, vinegar. It's just not the weak 5%. But you know what? 5% vinegar put in the refrigerator, like the kind you use on your salad, or you make your dressing, it's okay to use. If it's midday to full sun, you can use it, and it's quite effective. That's a butter churner jar. Or yeah, I make butter with that right there. This is from my kids. Happy Papa, right? That's a butter churner jar. Yeah, that's an old one, 1878 or 79. Yeah, it is very old. It's probably the oldest one I've ever even heard of, except you have those wooden ones. That's belongs to my family. Off to put the hens to bed. See you in a few. Okay, there, Oak Knob. Take it easy. But, oh, how I have to tell you, I went to plant sale BOGO shrubs. Buy one, get one shrub. Oh, that's right. You were going to that sale. See you soon, Oak Knob. Thanks all. Oh, you're welcome, Ron. Yeah. So how'd it go? Did it go good, or yeah? That'd be great. I planted hibiscus, hydrangea, and miniature roses, and a bunch more fig trees, and that kind of thing. And blessings all need to lay down. C of A. Take care of A. Great channel, V's channel. It went great. I got 8 shrubs. Nice. So you bought 4 and you were to get 4 free. That's great. Between using nitrogen fixers, cardboard, wood ash, and biochar, there's a way to go where it's easier for you. Like weed control, you will never find anything better than cardboard, and more cardboard. Yeah, they were $20 a pot. Wow. So you spent 80 and saved 80. Ooh. I need to do more wood ash biochar. Hey, you know what? You'd be amazed at my little doggies here. You'd be amazed at what you see growing from that. It does so much. And for myself, the easiest way is to have a big fire on the ground for many hours as I can go, and then hit it with the hose. The last load of branches and wood that I put on, you want to see those nice biochar pieces. Hit it with water. Take all that biochar, put it in wheelbarrow, crush them up, add the wood ash, and put water in. Okay. The wood ash goes into the biochar. It's all full of holes like a block of Swiss cheese, and that's water. And you can leave that, and that's homes for microbes. Hey, starting my nursery. Oh, really? Get one all free. Nice. Go pricing. Oh, nice. That's great. You apply it once a year. You know what? That's debatable. I apply it from October to May. I apply that. I don't want slugs. I do not want bugs. I want happy, healthy veggies growing and fruit trees. I don't want to look out at my fruit tree and some bunch of moths has eaten it or something. Okay, so not when it's hot out. Well, when it's in a growing stage, you don't need it. It's not when things are growing, you don't want to disturb, like especially like squash and watermelon. They don't like to be bothered. Okay. Got a chip drop a few weeks ago, covered all the walkways. Exactly, exactly. Wood chips, leaves, you can't go wrong. Now, there are some things you must know about wood chips. Deciduous round leaf trees, not evergreen, can much be applied all year round. Now, conifer trees, needle trees, that can't be unless you're just putting it in the pathways, okay? But you can't put it around your live row of peas or beans or tomatoes or anything like that. But you can grow ergonomically, or you can grow where you got a lot of work and you don't want to take ownership anymore because look, who wants to go out there and weed all the time? Who wants to go out there and look at bugs that just ate your food? I have tours through here, and one guy, the last guy that came here, was from Portugal. He was from the Azores. Yeah, he was from the Azores. And he's like, I'm so impressed. You don't have bugs. You're loaded with fruit. You're loaded with food and you don't use pesticides or herbicides. I'm like, no, 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 I don't. He goes, I'm so impressed. Right? MKP, hey, it's been a while since your last live. Good to see you. Good to see you too, MKP. And I bump into you in a few places. Good channel. Good guy. Girl, don't know. But anyway, there's your wrench. But why make things difficult for you? Why? It's not necessary. Like this stuff here, if I got a weed that I don't like, I'll paint on with a brush. And I'll guarantee you, during the hot sun of midday, and this is ice cold from my refrigerator, healthy soil makes healthy plants, like Oak says. Welcome to the show, 007. Shawnee, great live with Robin the other day. Learned some stuff. Yeah, Robin's great. Robin Gardens. Healthy soil makes healthy plants. This will not hurt you at all. Okay? It's vinegar. You can't just go out and buy vinegar. I had to show my driver's license for this. It's expired, but it had to show it. She's like, oh, yeah, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. So if you buy anything pesticide or herbicide, especially where I live, you have to show an ID. They don't just sell it to you. Like if you're buying Roundup, you have to show ID. You can't just go buy Roundup in this municipality anymore. And rat poison and stuff like that. Let's see some ID. It's like, okay, here you go. Yep. What do you use that vinegar for? I put a little bit in a saucer or cup in my paintbrush and I painted on bindweed during the hot day. And it's cold out of my refrigerator. And the bindweed, it can strangle your blueberry bush or whatever. It doesn't. You can't just put it everywhere and spray it because then everything's gonna die. Right? It's just and you can't put cardboard on top of morning glory and bindweed, okay? Because it doesn't kill them. This kills them. The bindweed and morning glory. Okay. And a few other weeds that will just come right through your cardboard. Okay. It does happen. So what I do is I put a little bit in a cup and I just brush it on. 6 girls and 4 eggs tonight. Nice. Yeah, it's nice to know. But my cardboard takes care of 90% of my weeds anyway. I don't let them have an opportunity. And on my cardboard, and I do a lot of cardboarding during the fall when all the leaves are down because it's so easy. Uh, uh, yeah, you just paint it on. Don't spray it because if it oversprays on, it can be very corrosive. Okay, it's not toxic like a toxin. It's a corrosive vinegar, acetic acid. So it's best to paint it on unless you're away from somewhere, and then you can just spray it if you want. You know, just buy a little sprayer and spray like that, and wear a mask and goggles, right? Oak Knob's back with his eggs or her eggs. I'm going to use that on the morning glories vines growing on the fence. Absolutely, I would just paint it on. And it's big expensive. I paid $33 for that, but that'll last me years, like probably 2, 3 years, right? And if you have soaking wet soil, you're never going to have microbes. Like if there's standing water in there, the microbes cannot multiply in standing water. Now, once that water starts drying out, then the microbes can start rebuilding. And indigenous microorganisms you want to grow. So the cardboard keeps healthy soil for healthy plants. You want to feed the soil. You don't want to feed the plant. It's something to get your head wrapped around. Now, some people like Shawnee grows there. She lives where there's really nice soil. I mean, my God, I drool looking at that soil. And she has an off-site garden, and it's to die for. It's beautiful, man. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Quite an earth warrior. But cardboard and leaves in the fall, I go around. I see some weeds come in from the neighbors there. Like dandelions, some which I don't mind, but I just don't want them. I mean, unless I'm eating them, but I don't want to spray anything there, like herbicide. Like that's crazy, right? You don't want to just spray anything. Stony Baker. There's Stony Baker, my good friend. Yep. So we're just talking about biochar, and some people don't like the way I make biochar, and some people do. I'm not going to be a fusspot and do all this work when I don't have to. I always love hanging out here, Howie. Well, good. You're appreciated. I'm very impressed with what you and your family are doing, and it's impressive. I hope summer is rocking, bro. Oh yeah, summer's really nice here. Talk to some family back east. They're having some serious breathing issues, man. The smoke from the fires and stuff is serious, very serious. Aquadonkey Prospecting. Good to see you. There you are. And we're just talking about the use of acetic acid. Regular homemade charcoal has most of the same benefits as biochar. It absolutely does. Preparing biochar is overlooked sometimes. Oh, all the time. I see it all the time. I mean, people come here and they're looking for bugs. So I'm like, I don't have any bugs. I make sure that the bird feeders are out there and they're fed all the time. I want those juncos, those bush tits, those starlings. I want them here. I want the crows here. Okay. I want the wasp here. I have balanced land. If you have a problem there, then there's some unbalanced part of your dynamic gardening. There's a piece in there that you don't want. Okay. It's as simple as that. Hashtag Pathway Soil Bank. You'll never go wrong. I know Oak Knob does that, and Dave Knight and a few other people in here are doing that. That's about all that's going on. Just talking about ergonomic growing food. Ergonomically, I think that's a word, or maybe I made it up. Building soil, how he knows. Yeah, thank you kindly. I have like 3, 4, 5 feet of rich black humus. Okay. And guess what happened? I soaked down I transplanted these huge apple trees back in the corner there, these Japanese apple trees. And I just wanted them. I didn't have room for them, but I made room. And I went and soaked it after transplanting in the spring there. And I just went back there and I'm like, oh my God, there's all these puffballs and all these mushrooms. And I'm like, oh yes, the mycelium is taking here, because I disturbed it. So this year I added bird feeders at the garden. Love it. Yeah. You know what? You have to have bird feeders to take care of the gypsy moth. What do you think those birds are feeding their young? Gypsy moth, whatever they can get. And you want hummingbirds. Hummingbirds, what do? They feed mosquitoes to their young. You think they're all pretty and drinking nectar from the hibiscus? Yeah, well, that's not exactly what happens. I put my bird feeder 12 inches off the ground so I could have a cat bird feed. Stony, you're bad. Something dug in my mushrooms bed. I didn't ask the kids, but I think it was a creature. Well, a vole, a mole, a golfer. You know what? They're all good. Don't look at them as bad. They aerate the soil. I'm getting rid of my open compost pile, attracting too many field mice. Going to check into the compost and clothes bin. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but if you've got mice, you need an owl house. They're 007. As simple as that. One owl family takes, whoa, speaking of, whoa, those are crows. One owl family consumes 1,000 rodents per year. Okay. So if you've got a few owl houses up, I do pathway soil bank. I don't turn my soil. I let the microbes do all the work. I used to have bins, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. I would love an owl house. You can build them really simple. It's just a box with a hole in it and put a pole right here so they can come and go and they can perch on it. You know, and a lot of people don't put the perch there because then a crow can grab the little ones. Something, Doug, I'm getting rid of my open compost pile. Well, that's okay. Attracting too many field mice. Well, you obviously don't have an owl house. Obviously, you don't have owls. If you put your owl house there, you won't attract anything. They'll clean up the neighbors and everywhere else. We have a garden kitty now to help with mice. Yeah, exactly. Get a cat. Feed him right beside the compost pile. Let him live right there. Put his little house there. I saw one young gardener who wanted to throw a whole pepper plant away because there was mushrooms growing in the soil. Yeah, yeah. When you're young and dumb, like I used to be, that I did that myself. We have a garden kitty now. Nice. I would love an owl house. Build one, or you can buy them off Amazon. But it's just four, five or six pieces of plywood, and give it a good painting. Paint flowers on it. Put plastic flowers on it. Put it up in the tree, up high. They like a big place, right? Yeah, yeah, you gotta have lots of wood, and your hubby could build you 1.5 second flat, or you can probably do it yourself. We don't have owls around here, but hawks. Well, what's a hawk do? He takes mice and birds. You look great, Howie. Good to see you, man. Good to see you too, Stony. Thank you kindly. You're very kind, and go see your optometrist and get some glasses. I haul my compost buckets to the garden. Will be great when that's over. Well, the thing is, Pathway Soil Bank, when you make your Pathway Soil Bank, okay, then then you make it right there at your new place. It's very impressive that you have a house now, and that was your dream. I'm very happy for you. And those mushrooms are probably helping laugh. Yes, yes, they're the flowers of the super highway of nutrient delivery known as mycelium. Right? They inoculate with microphyzal, and you it's a few things to learn. I'm probably saying some things to new people here, but you'll get used to me. I have a barn owl that's close by. Perfect, Ron. It doesn't get better than that. Thank you kindly for the dozen thumbs up, everyone. I haul my yeah, okay. I have a yeah. My cats play the mice, not kill them, stupid cats. Well, get a feral cat that's used to eating them. And there's nothing wrong with mice being there at your compost pile. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. We're not in a plague. People, that's what they do. Misha, oh my, I haven't seen you for a long time. There you go, Misha. There you go, sunshine. Good to see you. The young folks need us oldsters. Yes. I have one that plays them to death and one that just destroys them. Yeah, just get a different cat. Get a feral cat. There's lots of them. We have a few barred owls here. Nice. I have about 5 or 6 types of owls here, so it's very cool. I have a rat terrier and a Jack Russell. They are better than cats. Exactly. My two min pins. I mean, the squirrels and mice and rats are terrified of them. You should see them. They fly up onto the fence. They jump up in the branches and into the trees. So this little mama bear Yoda shows up. She's gonna kick their ass. my wife, my wife hates when he brings mice inside to play with. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Misha, good to see you. Yes. Yes, good to see you too, Misha. Joseph Moore. Okay, I'm back. Good to see you, Joseph Moore. Stony Baker MD, can I borrow your cats? Hey, there's a job. People rent out chickens. Why not rent out a cat? Get one of those nastiest cat you got that just viciously eats, and farriers or a ferret. I mean, sorry, excuse me, a ferret. Hey, make it by Mandy. A ferret will go right down into a rat hole. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have mice and rats that come here. Don't get me wrong. Okay. They don't last long because they tear down a lot of houses. They just tore down another house down here and they're about to dig up the lot. They brought in a big digger and excavator. Good to see you make it by, Mandy. Jack Russells have mice attitude. They do. They're badasses, man. For real, dude. My min pins, they're really old, okay? But you say the magic word, get them. I got them. But I have so many owls. I don't have a problem with mice coming from my compost, my pathway soil bank. I know they're not going to be here long. Yeah. Make it by Mandy. Hey, how's the Ambo? You went camping, I hear. Yeah, I went to your other channel. I signed up to your other channel. Yeah. I don't know. I think I was before, but for some reason I'm not. I wasn't signed up, and I'm like, I thought I did. So I re-hit all the buttons. I like to have trained gophers rent them out to aerate clay soil. No kidding, hey? I guess we got rid of daylight savings time. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I want rental goats so I can sell my lawnmower. Nice. There you go, right? Laugh out loud. MKP says he's laughing out loud. Yeah. You know what? There's a business here in Victoria that rents out a chicken. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you're renting a chicken? And they rent a chicken for a month and get a bunch of eggs and then give back the chicken. Okay. But goats, oh yeah, it's good, doing well, almost there, Stony Baker, 1936. Like to have trained, yeah. It's good, doing well, looking good, full electric system, etc. Doing a big trip with some friends, North Island, August 1st to 5th. Wow, that's when all the big Thais are coming through. I'm going fishing again here pretty quick. You're allowed to keep them now. Oak Knob Farm, do goats charge by the hour bit? Said John. That's great. You're going on a trip, Mandy. I'm going on a trip pretty quick here. I'm supposed to go fishing tomorrow, but there's a wind warning. But then I'm supposed to go fishing on Monday for 3 days up past Campbell Creek just to go and get my tai. I have to let them go. I didn't want to let them go, but I had to. There's people with cameras going, look at Howie. I'm like, I didn't even videotape it. I thought, screw it. There's so many salmon out there right now. The place is loaded. It's hot, 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 baby. Yep. Yep. No, it's hot. Yep. Oh, nice. That will be fun. Yeah, I love fishing. I love eating fish, but I love the experience. And I really like the experience. Goats tend to leave pellets behind. Yeah. Yeah. Don't eat those butt nuggets. Are the fires near you? Misha Lee? No, not at all. Nice clear blue sky out there. That's back east, the northeast and eastern United States and eastern Canada ground reasons. Yeah. Yeah. No, I have clear air here. Ooh. Now there's someone as sardonic as us in here. It's Tony. A little sarcasm with humor, right? We have bad smoke here. Been terrible here lately. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know what? If you're inside, get yourself one of those Dyson air cleaners and put it right beside your bed and close your door and window and clean the room air. And then you're in or like you have a HEPA filter kind of thing. I just bought a new vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter. Yeah, I'm making my first batch of homegrown Oka. Nice. Nice, Misha Lee. Good to see you too. I haven't seen you for a while. I wondered what happened to you. Be right back. Well, we'll be right here. Good stuff. Yep, good stuff. Friday night and chatting with pals. That's great. Next week, temps will be the hundreds. Ooh, shade cloth getting some use this summer. I bet, hey. My wife bought 2 air filters. She said she sleeps better. Absolutely. Ouch. Yeah, that is ouch. That's really high temperature. We've had the smoke bad too this week. Yeah, and there's none here. Zero. Knock on the wooden table. Have you seen Carol lately? Carol. Am I missing somebody? There's 1,000 Carols on here. I'm sorry. How does Earth clean its air, Howie? How does Earth clean its air, Howie? Well, when you see moss on a house or on a tree, that picks up carbon, CO2, carbon, dirt, pollution, and binds it and keeps it in moss. When you see someone cleaning the moss off their house, they just don't know that that's a healthy ecosystem. And carbon in the soil, that like biochar in the soil, that cleans the air. When it rains, it comes down into the soil. Microbes make use of this. She used to be Fishes and Loaves, and I usually see you at her chat. Oh, right, Carol. She's around. Yeah, she's now Florida Tropicals or something like that. Right. Yeah, that's right too. She was Fishes and Loaves. I forgot all about that, Misha. She's been around. She comes around once in a while. If you keep saying her name, she might show up. How does the earth clean its air, Howie? Lots of ways, tons of ways. Rain is number one, for real. How does plants? Yes, plants clean air, absolutely. Absolutely. It takes in CO2, and 20% of a plant or a tree is actually CO2 from the air. It has a stomata and a little hair that grabs the carbon dioxide, right? Sweet. Now I have a great excuse to not clean my roof. Yes, she used to be Fishes. Yeah, she's around and she's actually looks very healthy. And yeah, there's Carol's channel right there. Really great human being. Trees in swampy waters are loaded with moss. Saw that in Louisiana. Yeah, and that cleans the air. You don't want to destroy the moss. Moss is a sign of a healthy ecosystem. When you see a place that doesn't have moss, run. It's just run. Something's wrong there, right? Trees, yeah, okay, okay. My roof cleans the air, silly woman. I will say to her, hey, easy, man. The feminists are going to get you. We have tons of moss here, many types. I love it. Exactly. I plant moss. I'll take it from one area and put it into this one area where an old friend likes to sit. And she likes to take off her shoes and feel the moss under her feet. It's really cool to see. Yeah, I was like, wow, what's going on there? I tried it myself and it really felt good on my feet. I'm like, wow, it's tickling my brain. I'm in Western Washington. We got the moss. Oh, moss under your toes is great. Yeah, I know, right? But moss in Scotland, in Edinburgh, I think it's in Edinburgh, they actually build gigantic squares on a post and fill it full of moss. And then they have it with a wind direction. So when the wind blows through, the moss grabs all the pollution. For real, I'm not kidding here. And cleans the air. And now people are catching on to that. It's been going on a while. My brain is spinning. Hi there, Sparky. I've seen that. Amazing. Yeah. Oops, somebody airdropped me something. It's nothing. It's just a problematic airdrop. I've seen that. Amazing. Yeah, moss, man. As soon as I go through a neighborhood and I see all the moss, I'm like, yeah, baby. And you see some earthling cleaning the moss off the north side of the house, cleaning it off the roof. And I'm like, well, what happens is when air is up here, comes down around the house like that, it gets cleaned, then it goes into your air vent, like, because everybody has an air vent, like, you have to have one in your house, or it just gets a bunch of mold. So what happens is that air is getting cleaned. It's actually using the CO2 as a food. For real. Yeah. And when you don't see that, like, really, like, is there some kind of radiation from the ground? Is there a biotoxin, a neurotoxin? What's going on here? What the hell is in the air? Like, I'm really like, I question and see everything. And I might not say it out loud that I have a concept, because if you do, people are like, well, what's that all about? Because I'm not there to be a professor and tell them all about it. I'm just telling you, leave your moss alone. Okay. Leave it alone. Don't till your soil. Do chop and drop. Grow nitrogen fixers. Add your biochar and wood ash. Put your carpet down with your leaves, and have a lot more healthy plants, healthy microbes, right? It's as simple as that. Make your life simple when you're growing food. If you make it difficult, I'm not going to mention any names, but some people might pick up on who I'm talking about, because I'm going to talk about something. Be careful what you wish for. Like some people will build or burn pallets, okay, for the biochar. No, you don't know where that pallet came from, what was on that pallet. Some people will build a compost. They want a job. They want a job. Okay. Well, I can think of plenty of jobs, but you don't need to build a pallet compost. I'll tell you that right now. That's just a lot of work that you don't need to do. Okay. And it's very important. And for God's sake, don't go to an industrial store and get pallets where machine parts and paint and chemicals came in on them pallets. You're just defeating the purpose of making compost. You're bringing in toxins, mycotoxins. Like, you don't need it. Okay, I've seen that. Yeah, a common misbelief to those who never smelled a forest fire is it doesn't smell like a friendly campfire. It reeks of asphalt and plastic. Well, unfortunately, that asphalt and plastic comes it's here. So where did it come from? Where did plastic come from? Oh, it was made from oil. Where did oil come from? Oh, decomposing animals and plants from 2 million, 20 million years ago. Okay. What's so bad about that? You know, like when microplastics get into small pieces and the little fish get it in their gill and they can't breathe, that's a problem. Okay. Okay. But plastic and there's many kinds of plastic. What's a good form to make biochar? Well, deciduous wood. Now, you can use hardwoods or softwoods, but you're burning off all the gas, Stony. And homemade charcoal, like what Oak Knob was saying there, you know, hang on a second. Someone's at the, oh, here comes a dog. That's a dog. I was wondering what that was. Firewood, like fir, sure. Sure. A barrel inside a barrel is ideal. Yes. That's how it is made if you want to make it that way. That's a bit of work, but it does work. And you can make a good 50-gallon drum of biochar. No problem at all. It can be done, and make a bunch of them one after the other, load it up, save your wood. Okay. Wood stove ash with the biochar in there, that goes directly right onto the food forest floor here. I don't put it directly onto my young seedlings. Then add earthworm castings. Why not? Add a layer of everything you got, right? A barrel inside a barrel is ideal. Yeah, that's exactly how it's made. What's a good form to make biochar? Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. I just make mine on the ground. I've never had a problem. Never. And I have a fire. You have to call it a barbecue here because you're not allowed to have a fire in this municipality. So I just say, let's a barbecue. Hey, what? Yeah. I've had people call the fire department. So I have my fish smoker going. I have my biochar going. I have my barbecue going. And they show up and they're like, well, there's nothing illegal here. And these are approved products. And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Would you like a piece of sockeye salmon on that sandwich? Definitely charge it somehow. Toss charcoal in your compost to add worm castings or bury it in your path. Exactly. What I do, Oak, is I put it into the wheelbarrow, like a metal wheelbarrow. Okay. I like metal wheelbarrows. I do. So I put all the biochar in there. Then I put the wood ash in there. I mash it up a bit. I sometimes I'll powder it right up, so it's real powdery. If I'm seeing bugs in a certain area, like I have a few other food forests that I'm involved with. I'll powder it up and make uh, you know. There we go. Definitely charge it. It's a sponge, soaks up nutrients at first and stores them forever. Don't want it to soak up the nutrients in your beds, though. Exactly. That's why you load the biochar into the wood ash into it by using water. It'll pick up the wood ash and then it'll go directly into the biochar. Then you can apply that, and you can apply that. I apply mine during the from just the beginning of fall to the beginning of spring, right? And you don't have to keep applying it. You can do it once every year or two or every 5 years. Biochar is good for 50,000 years. Okay. It does not decompose. So, but I like a lot of biochar and wood ash. I do. And I just took out potatoes, monstrous potatoes like that. And I made a beef potato soup. And yeah, it's a sponge, soaks up nutrients at first, then it stores them forever. Don't want it soak in the nutrients in your bed. So exactly, exactly. Now, see what happens is if you're making nitrogen feeders like beans, peas, lentils, don't pull them. You cut them off and you leave all the nitrogen nodules. I think they're called nodules or globules. I don't care. They all break down, the microbes break that all down, and then it can be delivered onto the super highway of nutrient delivery. Keep doing your nitrogen fixers, your biochar, your wood ash in the biochar. Biochar is really good for so many things. I like to mix biochar with the shavings poof. Exactly. You're loading it. You want to load and ferment that biochar. Okay, you want that soil. This is a Mayan technique, making the soil with my Pathway Soil Bank. And like this year, I took 3 gallons of bone meal, organic bone meal from an organic cow that was all ground up and mushy like, and I spread it over the forest floor. Hey, Barry, how's it going? There you go, Barry. Welcome in. And yeah, I did that at a few different spots. I asked the people that own the food horse or the veggie growing area to get your bone meal. So the steamed bone meal works really good. And what I do too is I gather up all my bones, and I have a nice bunch for this fall, and I'll burn that into my biochar. Okay, and it makes it mushy. And then when I add the water to that, that beautiful bone meal is now mush. That goes right into the biochar. So yeah, yeah. It's all in how and when and why you do cardboard, biochar, wood ash, nitrogen fixers, chop and drop. And it's accumulative, okay? It's progressive. It gets progressive over time. And when you make Pathway Soil Bank, you just you're going to be rocking along so much faster. Like I'm talking about in the urban setting here, okay? Because there's nothing in the soil in an urban setting. It just doesn't. In nature, in the forest, every 10 years, 1 inch, that's about that much of rich black topsoil is made. On the prairies, you don't have the buffalo anymore. Okay, they would make a lot of soil, and then natural burns. Okay, that just doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so you have to replace that, like with ruminants, like hooved animals. You want them to, and you rotate them from pasture to pasture, and you rest a pasture, but you use the animals, and in the same manner you would use chicken tractor. You bring it through, and pretty soon you're making some good dinero with chicken eggs and chicken meat. Some seeds from trees will not open and germinate unless they are exposed to higher heat. Yes, like pine trees. Absolutely, absolutely. You must have that heat. So when you make Run Free, yes, one of my favorite Aussies. Yeah, I love this channel. They're such great people. There you go, Bren Free. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bren Free, she grows food and she forages, and she has a metal detector, and she does historical films on buildings and stuff that are decrepit or being repaired. It's a great channel. It's very, very exciting to watch. I would love to get some sheep and rotate them through our property. Absolutely, Oak. Sheep, goats, llamas, whatever you got. Yeah. I heard you can use Royal Oak 100% all natural hardwood. Lump charcoal can be crushed for biochar. Crush the chunks into small pieces, mix them with compost and water to charge them before use. Yeah. Agreed. Great people here like yourself. Thank you kindly. Hey, Brent Freeze in here. Cool. Yep. And it's very entertaining. Her channel is a very wide variety. The dynamics are great, like the historical. What Brent Free finds, she adds to her collection of what she finds, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. It's inspired me. I now have a small little handheld metal detector and a sloosh. A family member gave it to me. So I haven't done a video on that. I will, and thank you kindly for the thumbs up. But I'm spending my day in the garden today picking beets, peas, and spinach. Wow, that's nice. Welcome. Good to see you, Brent Free. They would definitely work. MKP 007, just not cheap. Yeah, it's not cheap. I bought several bags before prices went up. Yeah, biochar, you buy that. It's not cheap. I make my own. When you see someone have a campfire there, you want to use that biochar and wood ash, but you can't. You don't know if they burn some batteries in there. So it's something to be aware of. Like campsites where you're not allowed to burn plastic and you're monitored, that wood ash and biochar. Now that I've collected that. So there's many ways to get biochar and wood ash from people that burn wood in their stove. But wood ash is all the minerals in the world that you could ever wish for. The NPK, you see it on the fertilizer thing. Well, the nitrogen fixers, the wood ash, so they've got lots of phosphorus in it. You know, yeah, we make our own biochar and keep it in containers and add into the soil as needed. Absolutely, it doesn't go bad. Right? I bought several bags before prices went up. Yeah, I've never bought it. I maybe I did. I bought some human grade stuff. It's really great for taking toxins out of your body. Everything in the soil that the tree soaked up is still right there in the ash. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, without doubt. And the older the tree, the more nutrients it has. As simple as that. And when you burn something, like I burn my brush, I gather up anything this big, 2 inches and bigger, that I don't use unless it's going into a hugelkultur mound. I put aside on a part of the property. When I get enough, I'll burn it all. The last one I did, was a 5-hour burn. And so what happened was I accumulated enough for 2 food forests to cover everything. And there's no problem with bugs. Everything in the soil that the tree soaked up is still right there in the ash. Yeah. Yeah. I really like cardboard, as cardboard gives a home underneath for your microbes. Okay, so when you have your microbes, your indigenous microorganisms, that's what you want. You want to multiply them. If your soil dries out, your microorganisms disappear. And to feed them, they really like molasses. What does a tree do in the fall, over the winter? Well, it secretes sugar. The conifers here have little blocks of sugar on it in August. And then the maples all leak sugar in March, right? You need sugar to feed microbes. You have to. So molasses unsulfured, the best there is. Everything in Australia, we need biochar because it improves the fertility and water retention in my soil due to hot, dry summers. Whoa, 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 dude, you're a hitchhiker here. It locks the carbon into the soil for all the little tiny microbes. Wow, I couldn't have said that better myself. Well done. That's exactly what happens. You need biochar. You need wood ash. You need cardboard. You need nitrogen fixtures, and you need chop and drop. And yep. And this stuff is 20% acetic acid. You paint this stuff on with a brush. Okay. You brush this stuff on. All right. And you don't need very much. Around noon to about 4, when the sun's the hottest, you put this in the refrigerator. And you paint it on anything that you don't want, and it dies right away. Like by the next day, it's brown and shriveled up and dead, right? It's that corrosive, but it doesn't hurt you at all. But this is like a year or two supply for the small half-acre food forest that's here. This stuff you must have. I mean, you put cardboard on top of bindweed or morning glory. That's not going to take care of it. Now, that takes care of 90% of all other weeds, the cardboard and
wood chips and whatnot. But this stuff brushed on anything like morning glory on a fence, bing bada boomba, it ain't gonna make it. You must make this as cold as possible and apply during the hot day. Oh, thing's bloody heavy. I have a small wood chipper. So the smaller stuff makes chips, the medium stuff turns into biochar in the campfire, and the big stuff gets used to make maple syrup, and I save the ash. Wow. Doesn't get better than that. You know, it's all in how you approach your environment. If you go out there and digging weeds out, like this one lady in my village here, she'll spend all day digging weeds out. I showed her the vinegar. She's like, no, I want to dig them out. Okay. Oh, all right. She's 85 years old. And she produces a lot of food. Don't get me wrong. I got rid of her lawn with cardboard and leaves. And but she's so much older that she doesn't want to change. She dig the weed out, and I'm like, well, you're 85. Take it easy, No, some people are just don't want to change. There's no change without change. Morning glories will pop right through cardboard. Takes time, but it does. Yeah, that's what this stuff's for, right? Bindweed. Digging up weeds just exposes more weeds. Yeah, I do no-till. I don't till my ground. I actually add, when I'm growing something like my garlic, okay? In the spring, garlic's the first thing that pops through, and potatoes, okay? And I grow forest floor potatoes. But what I do is I just add soil from my pathway soil bank and some stuff that's like from 10 years ago or some from last year, depending on how I feel. And then I just apply like a 2 or 3 inch layer all through my garlic bed. You can go watch my videos. And I'm just adding the soil on top of the weeds. The weeds are just gone, right? I try to make things easy and like ergonomic, right? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure, drunken one. That's Sparky. He's an electrician. Sparky. We are careful with pest and weed control. There's a creek on the property and frogs, etc. The acidic vinegar is great diluted for so many things. Absolutely. I mean, it really cleans. You're absolutely right. Be careful with pest and weed control. Yeah, that's. I'm sorry, but I'm going with the vinegar cardboard. That's my weed control right there. And a lot of calcium in ash, tons of calcium in ash. That's what you want. You want wood ash added to the biochar. Dave Knight, this is my friend from back east. I hope he's breathing well. I bet he's not, though. Potash. Yeah, potash. That's what that's mined so that you have, fertilizer. Yes, and tree roots go deep. Now, yes, there's tap roots that go straight down, and they're mineralizers. They bring up minerals and put it onto the soil, like comfrey, figs. Those are tap roots. They go way down. Then there's lateral growing roots that search for water on the surface. And 90% or more of trees are tap roots or are lateral roots. Only 10% are taproot. The air is cleaner today. Oh, good. That's good. I'll have to let my friend know. She was worried about her brother back there sniffing the blue, brown, blackish smoke. It's terrible, terrible. But something to remember is that a paintbrush and this goes a long, long ways. It's extremely corrosive, right? Yeah. Worms love the cardboard too. Well, absolutely. It's a nice home for them, right?
Here too was yellow, pink, orange skies last few days. Here good, Dave Knight. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I must conclude my Friday night special and think about it and rewatch this. Brun-free how we eat from our garden, and I bake bread now. I don't buy it anymore. It's working out so far. Nice, nice. That's wonderful. Yeah, you're an earth warrior, and your friend Jay is too. You're earth warriors for sure. You're amazing people. I love you both. And I got a couple of beds to use for fall planting and need to be amended. What do you recommend to use? Biochar and wood ash, and put some nitrogen fixers there. Like peanuts or something. Right? Well, you are all loved, and thank you all for being here, and thank you kindly for a thumbs up. And Dave Knight, I'm going to be calling you. I might be in your neighborhood next month, around the end of August. It's a good possibility because I already have the plane ticket. I have to go see a family friend. But yeah, take care. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I hope you all learned something about how to be ergonomic with your growing of your food. Much love and mad respect. End stream now.